Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Coin Lady channel. This part probably doesn't come as a shock either. There has been no shortage of optimistic headlines about XRP and related speculating and predicting following the cryptocurrency's extraordinary performance in the past day. Can you predict where the cost will be moving to next? Will there be a $2 charge? Will this year's fee be $589 again? There is some bizarre material here. But what exactly set off this chain of events? Allow me to elaborate a bit. A recent headline from the crypto basic BitBoy asserts that the recent XRP pump is not unjustified. In addition, there was some movement in the federal funds rate today, which I'd like to discuss with you. Indeed, it rose. The price action, as you may have heard by now, was a complete mess as a result. The current state of the market is very negative. Even though XRP was up about 30% from its lows to its highs, it has fallen along with the rest of the market. That it's down nonetheless is, to some extent, to be expected. This holds true for any coin. Of course, it was still, oh my god, that was a fantastic streak. So, there's a lot to discuss. But before I go any further, I do want to clarify something. In terms of money, I have no prior experience. Nothing I say or write should be taken as recommendations to buy or sell any security. My interest in crypto is purely academic, and I enjoy making videos on YouTube about related topics in my spare time. XRP is trading at 42 cents, down a little more than 9% over the last 24 hours despite another massive run, as I record this video. The price of a Bitcoin at that time was $27,290. Within the last day, it has dropped by 3.18%. To what depths did Bitcoin fall, exactly? Okay, $26,749, there we go. There was a genuine sense of panic among the populace. The change from $26,749 is striking. That's a range of $28,832 to plus $28,832 over the course of a day. And I'll come full circle to elaborate on that a bit. Market cap, asset class, $1.15 trillion. Bitcoin dominance still higher than it has been for a long time, 45.51%. I'm just kind of highlighting some basic stuff at the beginning of the video. The crypto fear and greed index is currently at 57. So, despite the, let's just call it interesting price action today, despite the fact that it was negative, market participants were still in not extremely but in greed today, and I found this tweet from analyst TCMC to be interesting. TCMC used to work at Glassnode, an on-chain analytics company I greatly admire. When discussing price action and related topics, I frequently mention their work on my channel and in my videos. I thought you might find this chart of Bitcoin in US dollars as intriguing as I do. TCMC wrote about a week of high-low vertical accumulation, reminiscent of mid-2019. Hodlernauts get their steady dose of dopamine, while late FOMO longs can't get in clean. I wanted to emphasize that point, too. It's a minor point to make, but it relates to my personal investment thesis, which is that I do nothing further with the items I purchase. For eons, I do nothing but sit and hold it. Since November 2017, I've been keeping my XRP. Never have I converted any of my crypto holdings into fiat currency. Getting noticed is something I'm actively seeking. I'm much more patient than the average person, and I believe it can go much further. No matter what anyone says, I am. Furthermore, I don't believe that, maybe you people, probably a lot of you are aware of this, but the extent to which XRP or Bitcoin or pick your crypto, most of them are truly, genuinely scarce. And it's hardwired into the minds of a lot of people. This is hard-coded into the system. And XRP, in this case, is deflationary. And so, in Best Answers, a chart analyst discussed Bitcoin in the following article. But the whole concept amounts to the same damn thing. It's true of XRP, and I recall discussing it at length towards the end of 2020. I haven't mentioned it as often since then, but it's worth the friendly reminder, especially for those of you who haven't heard it yet. He has a tweet about Bitcoin up on the screen, so let's talk about that since there's hardly any other crypto left. Oh, right. Only about 4% of all humans have ever held Bitcoin at any time, and it's still in its infancy. Not even 1% of the world's population has ever owned XRP. If you only consider this one metric, then XRP offers more potential than Bitcoin. The problem is that you're only referring to a small fraction of Bitcoin, perhaps 3% or 4%. Do you really believe that there will ever be a time when anyone owns Bitcoin? Oh, well, there's a huge potential for growth. There is, in fact, this. So, yes, there is. Just put, there isn't. In terms of how much it would be worth in US dollars, I would say yes. I just think XRP has more potential, but there's still not a lot of Bitcoin left. Take a look. To ponder. If I'm counting correctly, there are somewhere around 8 billion people on Earth. Look at this tweet I just found on Invest Answers. Only about 1.8 million Bitcoin remain in circulation, as calculated by MyCalcs. Given that there are only 56 million millionaires in the world, this means each one will have to settle for $867 worth of Bitcoin, or a total of 0.3 Bitcoin. That Bitcoin is so scarce is highlighted by this fact. Now, consider this. And that's just if you're only counting the millionaires among us. If you're counting everyone, it's even less. $867. You have to admit that it helps to put things in perspective. And by the way, you need to perform the same analysis on XRP. As a fun little exercise, this one really drove home how much XRP is out there if it were ever distributed equally to every single human on the planet. This will give you a sense of how little XRP there actually is if everyone got their fair share. For the life of me, I can't recall if the number I came up with years ago was based on the current circulating supply or the maximum possible supply of 100 billion. And that's something I'd have to verify. But in any case, it was determined that if XRP were distributed equally to every person on Earth, each person would receive only about 12 XRP. Let me tell you, I think I made off with a bit more than just those 12 XRP. That's completely insane. Right, here, look at this. Well, just for kicks, allow me to relay the latest news stories to you. No thanks, but here's one comparing coin and XRP. If this case unfolds, the price could rise to the 83 cents range. Personally, this is fantastic. Seeing the results of a burst like this is a lot of fun. All the optimistic forecasts and glowing headlines about XRP. Here's an article from Ethereum's own news outlet, Ethereum World News, a good news story about XRP. Yes, please count me in. Following news of the possible SEC settlement, XRP jumped by 28%. In a broad sense, I do think this would play a significant role in how many different types of people make their wages. Not that I'm claiming to have any sort of secret information about any of them, either. That's all I'm saying. I think a lot of people are placing bets and analyzing the arguments that have already been made. Oh. A news headline is as follows. Forecasting the future value of the XRP cryptocurrency in 2023. When will the price of XRP reach $2? It's so futuristic that I feel like we're in late 2017 or something. All of this price movement predated the occurrence of the pumps. Simply put, this is a sight to behold. Even CoinDesk, derisively called FUD Desk by members of our community because of their consistent, baseless attacks on XRP, has joined the fray. In this case, even the headline is logical. Ripple's XRP token soars on upbeat case prognosis before the SEC. I'll tell you what you. Okay, I'll take it as is. Yes, please give it to me now. For example, consider this piece from the Cryptography Primer, Pumping XRP, according to BitBoy, that's saying something. This is an intriguing discussion. In the past day, XRP has seen a price increase of up to 21%. Cryptocurrency influencer Ben Armstrong, better known as BitBoy, has commented on XRP recent price surge. The cryptocurrency's recent price action is likely driven by insiders with knowledge of some positive news not yet available to the public, the cryptocurrency's influencer implied in a tweet today. So he posted the following on Twitter. Do you really think XRP is increasing in value for no reason? The news is always broken by insiders first. Obviously, you want to know what the latest news is. Yes, that makes sense. Like Ben Armstrong, for example. But I must say right off the bat that I must respectfully disagree. Although I can see your point and perhaps you're right, I tend to look at things a little differently. Perhaps Judge Torres will rule as follows, allowing investors to profit handsomely from XRP. Not that I believe it, mind you. Even if you accept that, my point is that Judge Torres would disclose to the public her ruling if she was aware of the effect it would have on the value of XRP. And even if it were true, how many people would know? Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Doubtless a dozen. 50, 100, that many. 10,000. If it isn't in the thousands, then I don't see how this hidden piece of information could send XRP soaring. I was perusing the data, and we estimated that tens of thousands of people were using his app exclusively. Hence, tens of thousands are required, and more people than that led to the price increase. At least the gist of it has been conveyed to you. A worldwide phenomenon. Price fluctuations are likely caused by hundreds of thousands of people making minute bets on various markets. Personally, I find it highly unlikely that anyone knows anything. Whoever believes that is wrong. It's not crazy to feel that way, in my opinion. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that I'm not totally sold on that. In addition, here is lawyer Bill Morgan's rejoinder to Ben Armstrong. In addition, he mentioned that Sologenic had used the XRP in its construction. XRP Ledger supports an on-demand tokenization ecosystem that sees its supply increase at the same rate as XRP itself. A purely coincidental occurrence. Yeah. And so I saw a comment from someone in my yesterday's video where I was discussing the price action, and he said that I was not being logical, and I can't remember how he worded it, but he was clearly very disappointed in me for not bringing up that Sologenic caused the XRP price bump. You might want to reconsider your position on that, and no offense is intended if you were the one listening to this. Therefore, Sologenic, which, incidentally, I do believe to be true in favor of Sologenic if it can survive in the long run, is something I can't say. This is merely one of several coins in my possession. The Sologenic price chart over the past week is provided below. The XRP price chart for the past week is displayed below. With respect to liftoff, they did not perform identically. You could make a case that XRP price surge began on March 20 at around 37 cents, 37.5 cents, and that this is where the trend began. And you can see that exact same thing in Sologenic at the same time by looking at it. I don't think I put it quite that way. 6:50 p.m. Have I not? That means it was literally in front of your eyes. So you can see that Sologenic was ascending for a very brief period of time, but then it just moved sideways while I circled aimlessly for hours. Then why did XRP seem to be doing nothing? The value of XRP rose. As a result, the claim that Sologenic was responsible for the drop in XRP value is absurd. Even if you ignore the fact that almost no one trades XRP, the fact that you think Sologenic is to blame for the currency's recent surge is laughable. Even though I believe the vast majority of XRP holders know next to nothing about it, I find it amusing that such a tiny amount of volume would then get the global attention of XRP. That's just silly, in my opinion. The current valuation of Sologenic is $84 million. That's a low market cap coin, folks. It's incredibly small. It's very small. Also, I'm not the one to sneer at it. I'm simply stating what is true. The current market cap of XRP is $21 billion. Do you seriously believe that the price movement of this truly tiny rounding error of XRP market cap could possibly sway global markets of XRP to the tune of billions of dollars just because of the Sologenic effect? Since I'm telling you this, know that XRP market cap rose from the depths to the heights of the cryptocurrency rankings. The range was somewhere between $18 billion and $25 billion. Can you explain to me how a company like Sologenic, which is currently valued at $84 million, could have caused a $7 billion change in XRP market cap? In a word, no. Due to Sologenic's inclusion on the XRP ledger, the impending Solo airdrop, and the general buzz surrounding XRP, the Solo price trended in the direction of XRP. To the guy who made that remark, if you're listening, I mean, it's nothing personal, but I think you're missing the point with your remark. Therefore, it is correct to say that I was being illogical and that you were dissatisfied that I did not bring up Sologenic. It was the reason why I didn't bring it up. Now, however, I've heard from multiple sources that this synchronization was imperfect. XRP did indeed outperform the market, and the cryptocurrency's recent upward price movement was not due to chance. That's just a bunch of ridiculous hogwash. If you ask me, that's a lot of hooey and jabbering. Well, that's settled then. Having said that, I will only make a few brief comments about the recent market events. Also, the market's behavior was completely irrational. However, in terms of the Federal Reserve, we had the Federal Open Market Committee meeting. In case you missed it, here's Jerome Powell explaining everything crazy that went down today. The announcement this afternoon of a 25 basis point increase in interest rates was widely anticipated. Plus, the markets exploded upward in the short term. However, in my opinion, that is completely illogical, especially so early on. And I've seen it many times because I've been watching the price action on days where you have these federal fund returns and these changes that we've been seeing for the last year or so. Every time you see one of these, you can rest assured that the price movement was completely irrational. There are a few reasons why the initial directional shift is not necessarily indicative of future behavior. To begin with, it defies logic in general. In addition, Chairman Powell continues his remarks for another half an hour. And the markets react differently depending on what he says. It's a silly system, but it is what it is. I bring this up only because I thought it was funny how he started talking. As a result, the markets went up and down, but generally in an upward direction during that time frame. For the most part, crypto markets were going nowhere when Powell began speaking. However, he eventually reached a point at which he said, "Yeah, we no longer hold the position that it is our stance that we will be increasing the federal funds rate for the foreseeable future," and I checked to make sure that was indeed the case. So, his stance shifted to we may or may not increase it. I'm paraphrasing, of course. Possibly they have a bias towards one side or the other. Sorry, I have no idea. While they were previously vague, their current position is clearer. We believe it is likely that we will. He's merely pointing out that our statement doesn't have quite as much force behind it as his. When I began checking it after he said that, everything suddenly dropped, and the markets haven't been the same since. This is the silliest nonsense I've ever heard. How's that for an asset that has little to no historical correlation with the financial system we already have in place? Just how much interest do you see in Bitcoin? Well, as I keep telling you, the price of Bitcoin is directly related to the actions of the Fed. Stupid, but true. So, let the cards fall where they may. Everything is fine in the market. This is actually a satisfactory aspect. This video isn't the place to go into detail about the banking crisis that sparked this discussion. That's a topic I've been covering in other videos. I don't claim to be a financial expert. Nothing I say or write should be used as a basis for making financial decisions. Please like and subscribe my channel. See you in the next one. Bye.